So this is my Mickey Schlick unorthodox tattoo Zoom calendar. Um, I am moving all of my personal stuff out of the Montana Tattoo Company house and into my own. I'm doing this with everybody at the shop so that the shop handles getting the client connected with the artist, and then from there, it's the artist's whole system that takes it from there. I've got a couple of snapshots. I've made it up so that everybody kind of works the same way. And even if everybody wants to do it different, this way they all connect to the shop in the same way. And then each person can do that. And then when anybody leaves the shop or goes somewhere else, their system can just go with them and they can copy it out, right? So the reason I want to talk about setting this up is because we want to get the first calendar set up completely and then we clone it, right? And change only the settings we need. So I'm going to set this one up first that's connected to the right outside calendar, that it's not taking any payments, it's just a Zoom calendar. I'm going to have all this stuff in my account if I want my chatbot to be able to book for me. So that's why we're going to have everything connected in this way. So you can either click new, or in my case, I just hit edit. Put a logo in here if you have a logo. Name the calendar. And I'm pretty descriptive. This will book a Zoom call with Mickey Schlick. This allows for a face-to-face meeting anywhere in the world, seamlessly sharing screens. Seamless sharing of screens. What am I doing? And automated note taking. If you would rather use a phone, just call 406 2154321 at the time of your meeting, and I'll be ready for you. Group is, we're not worried about the group yet. Meeting invite title, Zoom console. And so we want to label all this stuff here. So the meeting location is going to be actually this, which I couldn't get to pop up in there. So under these tags that you see everywhere, you're supposed to be able to, I have it right here, MS Zoom link. Boom, that's what I want. Nope, not this one. Here. And this is going to put that calendar, or that location meeting link right in the person's reminders and everything else. So my availability for Zoom calls is 11 to 5 weekdays that I don't have other things going on. I'm not super busy right now, and I don't want to make it hard for people to book, but I don't want it to be like super empty on there either. So I've hidden my slots by 30%. Whether or not you want to do that is on you. Set up your slot interval. So these are going to be, this means that when people are looking at your appointment, it's going to say 1:32, 2:33. Your meeting duration, I've set it to 45 minutes. Minimum scheduling notice is 4 hours. Really, we could do an hour, but I don't know where I'm going to be, where anybody else is going to be. If I set it up to the point where I can do the Zoom through my phone and it records and gives me the notes in the same way, then we can make that pretty short notice. But 4 hours is generally like enough to be certain that I'm going to check my phone in that time. Because this is Zoom consultations and not anything else, the date range that it's available for is only the next 10 days. It's not going to let you schedule a consultation 3 months out. 3 bookings a day, 1 booking per slot. I need 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after because I don't want to be rushed between clients. Here's where we set up what's the form that you want, right? So we're going to just go with the default form, first name, last name, email, phone. And I confirm I want to receive messages from Mickey Schlick, unorthodox. About my appointment and various other related matters. Thank you for your. Thank you. Exclamation. I will contact you shortly. Um, I thank you. My boss will contact you in just a few minutes to gather details about your project. I'm putting my Facebook pixel in here because we're gonna probably send people here to book, and that's gonna be one of my final like. When I set all of the artists up at the shop, if I'm gonna advertise for them, I want to know that the clients are setting appointments, right? That's gonna be the score card there. So we're gonna want to put our pixels in our calendars. I'm not needing payments with this calendar because I don't do that with consultations. I've already set up my reminders, so all these in-app ones are to the artist, right? I didn't save it. You have to always save it. Allow rescheduling of the meeting 30 minutes out because this is only a consultation. What are you going to do? Allow cancellation of the meeting 60 minutes before the meeting. Part of this is being able to run ads that people can just essentially book themselves consultations and you can consult with more people. So there's going to be people that want to cancel, right? And I would rather them cancel than me wait, but I would rather them reschedule than cancel, right? So we want to foster that process. And then down here in the invite notes, what I put is the contact name, Zoom consultation with Mickey Schlick. For our assistance, our number is, and our answering agent can handle all inquiries. Phone number, email, reschedule link, cancellation link, Zoom link, right? Everything is all right here done. So we're going to save that. We're connected to the right Google Calendar. Synced both ways. And this is important because I'm moving things, right? And so I have things on a Lowbrow Know-How calendar. I have things on an LBKH Solutions calendar. I have things on all different calendars. And so ultimately, everything from every account needs to go to one main calendar so these things can watch for each other and cancel each other out and not like book over each other, right? So we're going to save that. And then customizations. I think I already did a cover image. Group view. We're not worried about that. Set up your colors. My background color is white. My primary color is black. Keep it real simple, real bold. I could actually flip it around. What if I do that? Show the title. We don't have a custom codes. Say what you want it to say, right? I do send it or schedule it or something a little bit more enthusiastic. And then now what we're just going to do is we're going to duplicate this calendar. And we're going to come in here and delete this. Full day tattoo. This will book a full day tattoo with Mickey Schlick. Now, what we want to do here is we're going to use custom values, but we want to create a new one. So let's go ahead and make sure we're going to make a custom value, and we're going to call it my deposit policy. And then we need a value. And so what we're going to do is pop into another window here, and I'm going to come over to ChatGPT, and I have set up a chatbot just for my business, or just for this specific business, and say, okay, I need a short blurb for my retainer policy of $250 per full day appointment. I don't know how true this is. I was recently talking to somebody, and they were talking about the legal differences between a retainer and a deposit, and so I'm saying all the same verbiage as a deposit that we've always known as tattooers, but I am calling it a retainer. And this is per full day appointment, and $125 for anything else. The deposit comes off the final and is otherwise non-refundable and ensures my prep time and time in my schedule. Appointments can be rescheduled in as little as 72 hours with no loss of appointment value, but needs to be clear that the money does not come back. Copy. Then we come back over to the window we were at, and here in value, we're just going to paste that. Right? Just don't expect it back in cash. Boom. Cool. Folder. We don't have any folders yet, so we're going to create that. And then here, we're going to copy that short code and put it and say, how did it start? Your spot is locked in. Boom, and it says everything. And then we're going to set this up to take $250, right? So we don't have a group yet. MT, MS, UT. We're going to delete this. Full dash day. And we're going to say I don't want to make a bunch of these, so let me just take a second. I'll be right back. And what I'm going to do here is, here we're going to say 2825 Stockyard Road D3.
This was it? Okay, never mind.
So I'm not going to do this right now, but eventually what we're going to put in here is contact name, tattoo description, and all that stuff. So this is the only calendar I'm going to do right now until I upload the whole snapshot from my tattoo artist account. And then that entire snapshot will have all of these values, right? All the custom values that I've already made. And then in that in that snapshot, they're already organized into folders and stuff. So everything's already there. And because I don't want to go and make a bunch of duplicate custom values, we're going to go ahead and leave that alone. But here it will end up saying tattoo dot description. And you should already have that in your account, and you'll be able to just like click this little tag and then type in description, and a bunch of options will come up. And hopefully I've organized it in a way that allows you to find it pretty easily. If not, you can always just open up your custom values. You click the settings thing down at the bottom of the first screen. It'll bring up this background settings. You set up the custom values, and then you just add a custom value and then put in the value of whatever you want. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go with green for the color. Now my availability for tattooing is Sunday, Monday, Friday, Saturday. And I tattoo generally when I do full days. I'm going to put this from noon to 6. Actually, we're going to set it at 1 to 7. We're going to copy this to these days, so my schedule's the same all those days. And then in my half-day calendar, I set that up differently. So you wouldn't, if I book a half-day, it's set up in such a way that you would then not be able to book a full day on top of the half-a-day, right? You could book 2 half-days, or you could book 1 full day. But the way that the hours are split up, they get in the way of each other. So it's not a recurring meeting. The slot interval is 60 minutes. Meeting duration is 6 hours. Minimum scheduling notice is 2 days. Date range is 90 days. 1 booking per day, 1 booking per slot. Pre-buffer time, post-buffer time, all that's good. Save that. Now this is how you. What I would do is start with the consultation calendar. Make sure you get all this stuff set out, and then duplicate it out. I'm just walking you through it so that you kind of know what I did. So this is going to attach a form to the calendar. So I'm actually not worried about it at this point, but it does need some kind of information so it knows who's signing up. And I go with pick your date first and then fill out the form. We don't want the sticky contacts. It messes things up. Consent checkbox. Make sure that this says something appropriate for your store. I confirm I want to receive messages from Mickey Schlick about my appointment and various other related matters. You can put marketing in there if you want. I don't do that. That's for the Montana. That's for the higher tier studio. Confirmation page. Thank you. My bot will contact you in just a few minutes to gather details about your project. Please call our office at blank if you have any questions. Let's do this. You have 24 hours to answer each question. Answer your we don't really want to do that because I don't want to give them that much time. Because if they book something for 2 days away and then take 24 hours per question, that's not going to do what I want. We're going to confirm these. We're going to accept payments. These are full days. Oh, no, this is wrong. My bot will not contact you. Thank you. I will be sending reminders and notifications if you need to make changes to the plan. Please let me know. Or if you have any questions. Cool. So now what is contact method? Let's go to contact. It says contact method, but let's go to my profile, business profile. 406 241. Nope, that's wrong. 2154321. Branded domain. We're not going to worry about any of that. Update information. And then over here, we should be able to highlight this, delete it, hit the tag, account, phone number, and it'll say, no, just put it in the wrong spot. Control X, Control V, or Option if you're on a Mac. I'm confirming new meetings. The total amount here, we can do a couple of things. We can just set this for 250 and not accept partial payments. Or you can set your full day amount for 1250 and then not accept, and then only accept partial payments. So, and that's what I've been doing, and it seems fine because people are aware that they're paying $12.50, and then everything, we've already informed them that the deposit comes off their final amount. Payment description. Let's do the deposit policy here again, because now we've told them twice, right? So that's what we want to do here is you're going to tell them twice. Boom. And then this hopefully is speaking in my brand voice, right? So your spot is locked in. Deposit applies straight to your final bill, covers my prep time, and holds your place on the calendar. It's otherwise non-refundable. Need to shift things around, no sweat. Boom. I would almost want to put here, I would rather go over the top in artwork and effort to make everything right, but I don't think that needs to be said. And that's it. We don't need to put much else there, right? And we're going to make this live. I've attached, I've set up my Stripe account, which is important. That's pretty easy. We'll go over that in a different video. Notifications. We've set up our notifications. I like a lot of notifications, right? I want to be reminded a day out, 90 minutes out, and 30 minutes out of any full appointment. For a full day tattoo, I probably need Um, 6 days, 3 days, 1 day. Let's do 90 minutes. It's probably enough for me. Account admin does not need that. Well, I guess I'll do it that way. I'm worried that if I'm logged in twice, I won't see the meetings, so I just wanted to give me reminders everywhere so I know. Save. I do have emails for cancellation and reschedules for the client, but not for appointment status confirmed and unconfirmed. The reason for that is they get a confirmation email and all the reminders separately. We're going to work on that workflow here in a couple days. Boom. And then here's the invite notes, your tattoo appointment. Make it slick. Let's do appointment time. And then let's get rid of this. And the reason we want to put this thing here and make it the account phone number is because if that number ever changes, we just have to go change that number in one place. And on all of our web pages and all of our emails and all of our calendars and everything else, that's going to just change dynamically and be right all the time. So we want to save that. This is the proper calendar I want to be connected to. We do have a two-way option so that anything else that goes into that calendar also comes back into this one. Customizations, cover image. Let's go ahead and do this guy. None of my stickers fit. Alright. Go back to this guy. We're going to go with the same colors, button text, and everything else. So all of that's done. We're good to go. We now have two calendars, and you can do the same one for your half-day bookings or hourly bookings. Just go in and change the details and have everything else set up. Cool, and it's as simple as that. I probably stretched this out a bit too long. I'll try to edit it down some, but you know, the whole idea here is you make the calendar one time, and then as you go on, you copy it across. The thing to be concerned about is thinking about your process. You probably do and know a lot of things, and there's probably a lot of steps of things that happen in your head that you don't really talk about to people on a daily basis, that never really come up, right? And so you want to identify all those steps, right? That way you know where people need to go next, and you can walk them through the whole process, from defining your deposit policy to letting people know how long or how expensive a session is going to be, to everything else. We want this information available to the client so that they don't have to ask us for it, right? Because if you don't tell them, if you try to hide the price, or you try to hide the date, or you try to do whatever else, they're going to ask you how long until you're available, how much does it cost. If you make that part of your not necessarily sales pitch, but part of your information package, then people don't have to ask you those questions as much, right? So even going into a deposit or a consultation, you might want them to know what they're looking at, or maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to talk to them and you want to have that in the uh, you want to save that information for the consultation itself, which is totally fine. Just know, like, especially if you're placing ads and stuff, if you tell Meta, I want my phone to ring and I want my calendar full, your phone is going to ring and your calendar is going to be full. But those people will not necessarily be the people that you're looking for. And your phone might be ringing with people asking how much it costs. So you want to have as much of that information out there as possible. Basically, when you set up your parameters, you want to make it hard for Facebook to find these people, right? All these marketing companies are going to tell you that, we can get your ad in front of 62 million people or whatever the numbers are. You can't serve that many people in a year. So you want to find the people that matter the most and target them, right? And you want to target them multiple times. So that's what we're going to go for here. And, you don't want to have to spend your time dealing with tire kickers and people who are just looking, to find a deal or figure it out, right? So you have all of that information where they can find it and it's in a digestible way that's fed to them at the right time and portion of the process. So if you have any questions, give me a ring and hope to see you on the next one.